So what's up? How are you doing? You good?
Yeah, good.
So we've been working together for probably about a little over a year, about a year, I think, somewhere around
I
there.
guess.
Yeah, it's been
It
a
seems
while.
like it kind of flew by, but then at the same time, it seems like I've made a lot of progress and it's been,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
So you came to me from a mutual friend, somebody that decided to move away from us. Who'll remain nameless in this. But he recommended that you come and talk to me, and let's kind of revisit, like, what was what were you trying to solve when you were referred to me, like the problem that you were sort of having when you came to me in Modern Strength.
So there were two, like, kind of unrelated problems that I was having. The first one was I had been following an app for a while because I'm someone who needs direction when I work out. I can't just like go in and decide what I'm doing that moment. So I was following an app for a while and I really liked it at first. And eventually I just completely plateaued. And it was a hit workout type of app.
Got
And
it.
I wasn't getting stronger anymore. And even like my cardiovascular health, I felt like was declining. And I was like, I need more direction specific for me. I feel like the app is taking me as far as it's going to take me and it's not working anymore. And I need someone who's going to adapt as I adapt. So
Sure.
I wanted a personal trainer for that reason. And the second reason was I wanted to start weight training, and I had little to no experience with that. So I wanted someone there watching my form, making sure that I'm not going to hurt myself when I do it, and making sure that I'm doing movements in a way that's actually going to help. Because I did squats all the time, for example, with my app, and my butt never grew. And I realized working with you that I'm not keeping my knees out far enough, and I'm not like working my glutes when I do it.
Right.
So it's just little things like that I need a direction on.
No, it's been great. I know we started, and it's been harder to do this right now, but we would do like a personal training session, and then I would develop your program, like, so we kind of like teach you new things, correct some things, or you would kind of come at me with like, hey, I'm having some difficulty and questions with that. We would, like, one on one, we would kind of solve those problems, and then kind of like put you back in the world for a few more weeks, and then kind of let you run with it. So I think that was kind of a great middle ground for you. When you were going through that, like, was that frustrating for you when you were trying to like figure out like what to do next? Like when you were dealing with this app, like how did you feel? Like,
Yeah. So honestly, it got this sounds dramatic, but it kind of got scary for me because I felt like for my whole life, I had control over my own body and like my abilities. And then I felt like I was at a point where I literally couldn't control what was happening and that my body was becoming more unhealthy and I didn't know what to do about it. And I feel like it's normal that when people lose control, they kind of panic or they get more stressed. And that's actually what I was feeling. And it was affecting like my confidence and my self-esteem. And yeah, so
I'll be
it
actually
was
honest.
kind of stressful.
I didn't know that it was kind of that way. I mean, I know that there was like some frustrations and like you weren't happy with the direction that things were going. But I think that more people than we probably realize feel that way when they don't have kind of somebody in their back pocket that can kind of help them and guide them through health and wellness.
Right.
It's not something that you really want to navigate alone. And kind of having that person other than an anonymous app to help you through that is probably pretty mentally calming more than anything.
That's been one of the biggest things for me is that whenever I'm stressed out about my progress or even just about different aspects of life, I can come to you and I know that like you're a consistent support for my mental wellness as well as my physical wellness.
Well, I appreciate
So
that. That's good. That
yeah,
makes
I mean,
me
I
really happy
appreciate
to
it.
know that I can help you in that way. So like, this kind of like segues into my next question. Like, what was different about the way that we helped you? And I got to imagine it's pretty extreme because you went from an app to like an actual person, like with feelings and
Yeah.
can communicate. But like, what do you feel about that?
So what I love about my work with you is that your focus is on, it's obviously on physical fitness, but it's on so much more than that. It's about like, what is your body able to do? Like, can you lift your arms and not feel any pain? And are you like day to day, are you at your most healthy, your most stable? And I don't feel like, I mean, I don't really know this for sure, but I don't feel like all other fitness trainers are like that. It's more of about, you know, how can you look the best? How can you lose weight, or how can you build muscle? But you're more about, are you moving comfortably? Are you healthy? Are you safe? Are you confident and comfortable with who you are? Um, I've talked to you about nutrition a little bit too, and you always put my mind at ease. Like, as long as you're, how do I say this without sounding gross? As long as your digestive movements are regular and you're feeling good, um, then you're all right. Then everything's good. And I don't think that a lot of fitness trainers focus on stuff like that. I think they focus more on, and my app, I know, focus more on like, is your body moving quickly, and
Right.
is it done?
Yeah, I think we had a conversation maybe like 6-8 months ago. We were probably like more like less than halfway through like where we are in our relationship now, where we discussed aesthetics, and you were kind of asking like, what would it take to, you know, kind of be this?
Yeah.
And I felt that it was going to require some unhealthy habits. And I kind of said, like, if that's the direction you want to go, I respect it and I understand it, but I can't be a part of it because that's not really what I believe in. And I'm glad that you kind of stuck with me through that, because that could be like a really kind of a split point with somebody. If somebody's like dead set, like, I don't care what it takes, I want to look like that, like, I wouldn't be able to work with that person anymore. And that's unfortunate. So I'm glad that you kind of trusted me to understand that just because you see something on Instagram or the way that somebody else looks and they kind of have this portrayal of being healthy doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And I think that a lot of people unfortunately kind of fall into that pitfall of belief that they can achieve these things and be healthy. And it's not always synonymous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's actually, that's a really big thing for me, because my whole life I've been skinny and it's been easy and normal. And I was never 100% confident with my body, even though I was thin. And when I started working with you, I figured at a time, like, okay, I'm skinny, but I'm still not confident. So I need to focus on my health. And if I'm my healthiest, then I'm like, this is what I'm meant to be. And then this is where my confidence is going to stem from, because I know that my body is what it should be. And in that moment, it was like you were there to check me and kind of remind me, no, this is why you're here. You're here for your overall health.
Right. Yeah.
So I
You know
needed
me.
that.
I won't be afraid to check you when things are getting weird.
Yeah. When things are getting weird.
So again, we've been working together for, let's just call it about a year. I know that trust is hard to build. It's not like we have one conversation. You're like, I'm going to do whatever this guy says, just because whatever. Can you kind of take me through when you realized that I and, you know, the company Modern Strength as a whole was a good fit for what you wanted and what you believed in?
So it's actually the moment that you're describing right now, when I came in and I said, I'm worried that I'm not looking the way I want to look. And you said you need to check yourself and love yourself the way you are, because you're strong and you're capable, just like that. And it wasn't just my conversation with you. It was also like right after we had the conversation, I used the gym and I exercised, and Mary was there, and you had other trainers there that I spoke to. And I noticed when I walked out of the gym, my self-esteem was at like a low, and it was at an all-time high. Like, I walked to the car and I was like, this is a good feeling. I feel strong. I feel beautiful. I feel confident. And I knew it was from the support of your whole gym. It was like the atmosphere. It was the conversation I had with you. And then it wasn't just Chris, my trainer, who was helping me. It was all the people he works with who were right there too. Like, whenever you're not in the gym, and I can always ask other people, you know, how do you do this specific movement, just real quick? And everyone helps me. And I felt that support in that moment. And that was when I literally sat there and I was like, this is how I know, like, these are the right people for me.
Yo, that's awesome. That makes me so happy to hear, like, not just that you have that experience, but know that I have the system going on and the people in place that even in my absence that are driving us forward to support not just you, but everybody that's kind of like you that needs to have that feeling. So that makes me feel so good that that's been created at my place. So
yeah, that you're working with the right team.
Yeah, awesome. So I think this is segueing really well. What is life like now that your original problem is solved, and or it's I feel like it's always on its way to being solved. I wouldn't ever
Yeah.
ever just say yes, done, like we're good, because life is
It's
kind of
more like your
evolving.
goals. Yeah, your goals change as you
Goals
complete
change, and
certain
you like
goals, and then you're like, okay, how can I grow more?
right, and you always like
So
need that support, and your life changes. Like right now, I mean, holy crap! If we said a year ago that we would only be able to see each other like this, and you'd only be working out in your home, wow, what a really huge reason to need a coach and to have that support, because it's probably so easy. I know, because I have a coach, to just kind of not do anything right now because you're so anonymous feeling. So take me through like what life is like right now. Maybe not like in the micro sense of being under quarantine and things like that, but
yeah.
since we started working together.
So overall, I just feel honestly just safer. Like that no matter what happens with my self-esteem and my body, because that's always going to be on everybody's mind, in my opinion, that I have somebody to fall back on and say, like, I'm not feeling great in these aspects. Can we work on this together? And you can either check me and say, you need to reevaluate your mindset, or yeah, we can work on this and we can improve on this. So it makes me feel my mindset is just at ease. I feel more comfortable. As a result, I feel more comfortable with myself. I feel more comfortable with my eating habits. And I just feel stronger. Like when I was younger and I was really skinny, I was really weak and it bothered me. And I felt like people would look at me and see this frail little girl, and they may still see a little girl, but I'm like, I can, I'm strong. Like I
Oh,
can
you're
do 10
fierce.
push-ups, and at that
Yes.
push-up Instagram challenge, I can crush that. So I just feel more confident
No,
all
I love
around.
that.
So, and on top of that, it's kind of fun. Like once I've been able to build my strength, now I can have cooler goals. Like I want to work on my handstands and headstands, as you know, and we've been working on that together. And it's kind of just fun saying, yeah, I can do headstands, and I'm working on handstands, and
I
eventually I'll
mean,
be able to do that too.
that's kind of like the moment where like this whole process becomes fun. Like we want it to be
Yeah.
fun the whole time through, but like when you start becoming capable and being able to like explore some cool stuff, like that's kind of like, yes, like now we get to like play and do some of the stuff that like I see other people do that like I think are fit, and I get to emulate that. And like that's like such a mental win, and we're like kind of like it almost feels like somebody just kind of like pushed you from behind and like to keep driving forward,
Yeah, you feel kind of like a badass.
Yeah,
It's pretty
absolutely.
fun.
I love that. Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate, you being with me through this entire process. I love working with you, and, I'm looking forward to, keep driving forward with you.
Me too. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, Monica. High five. Hopefully we'll actually see you soon. And
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Monica.
All right.
Bye.
No problem. Bye.